Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, Ron DeSantis has been in the news nonstop since he started his run for president. And even before that, when he was simply the governor of Florida, with some of the laws that he was trying to pass down there, his whole legal fights with Disney World and Mickey Mouse, it's he's basically been in the news constantly. And just recently, he's back in it again because of what happened in Jacksonville and him getting booed off of the stage at a candlelight vigil. Now, if you haven't heard about what happened in Jacksonville yet, there was a senseless tragedy happen. Three people lost their life in what appears to be, based on all the evidence and pictures shown, very clearly a racially motivated attack. Now, there was a candlelight vigil held in Jacksonville for the community to come together and, heal, try and move forward, and Ron DeSantis was there. He was in attendance, and one of the hosts asked him to come on stage and speak. And when he got to the stage, he started getting booed at. And it was not one or two people, it was the entire crowd jeering him nonstop until a pastor came and took the microphone from him to try and calm them down and said something along the lines of, you know, your partisan beliefs, your political beliefs, when we have these kind of tragedies, we should put that to the side and come together to heal, to unify. And, there's a part of me that I get where he's coming from. Because I would say this mainly about like natural disasters. That hurricane that hit Texas was what, 2019, I think? It like sat over Houston and just flooded them out completely. And you had people on the internet were like, oh, well, that's what you get for voting for Republicans. You don't get any infrastructure or stuff like that. And it's like, that, first of all, just because your county or state leans a certain way doesn't mean you do. And your politics don't really affect hurricanes. Well, I guess not directly, but, climate change is a thing for another video. Um, with this, what happened in Jacksonville, though, I don't think you can really ignore politics in this. When your political beliefs, when your rhetoric sort of fans the flame for this sort of stuff to happen, it's not something that you can ignore, or you shouldn't ignore it. And I know there's going to be some people who say, well, Ron DeSantis hasn't said anything directly racist, and sometimes it's not about what you're saying, but it's about what you're not saying. And, this year in Jacksonville, the city where this happened, someone projected a cross draped in a swastika onto a hospital building. That happened this year. And Ron DeSantis and his, I guess, administration didn't say anything about it. It was just brushed over. I'm not this kind of person who's like, anytime something bad happens, you need to condemn it. But as a politician, as a governor in a state, yeah, you should have at least a one sentence, we saw this happen. We're investigating. We don't like this. That's all you had to do. But instead, you did nothing. And I think that that is a signifier for those kind of people that this isn't, we're not going to be fought back on. We can keep doing these demonstrations. We can push it a step further. And yeah, so when you get these kind of people in your life who want to springboard off of tragedy for their own benefit, and I fully believe that this was just a campaign trail stop for Ron DeSantis. I don't think he cares about these people at all. You have an obligation to call people out. You need to make people feel uncomfortable for trying to use your life, your tragedies for their benefit. Now, I'm glad he got booed off the stage. I hope that energy remains the same, not just for politicians, but for everybody. Your friends, your loved ones. If you notice this hypocrisy in them, call it out. Don't let it stand. And it'll be uncomfortable when it's people you personally know compared to, the politicians of the world, the strangers of the world, but you have that obligation. You need to do that stuff. Now, there's going to be a link in the description of this if there's, if you want to help people out in Jacksonville through what they're going through. But, yeah, hopefully, I can't really say that we're not going to see stuff like this happen again, but I guess until the next time it does, y'all try to have a good day.